Hey guys, it's me. I was going to do a class on this, but I thought I'll just record a video. It might be a little bit easier than trying to get everybody together to do a class. And I know a lot of you don't have the wood burning tool yet, but I'm getting ready to cut my mesh for class for tomorrow night for the peacock wreath. So I wanted to record it and show you just how easy it is to use the wood burning tool. And I always use it when I'm cutting mesh, regular mesh, though, regular poly mesh like this. This has a metallic in it, but it's easy to cut with the wood burning tool. You're going to find that anything that has jute in it, like a jute mesh, I'm trying to see if I have any handy here. I think I used all my mesh for my Valentine wreath the other day. I don't think I have any jute mesh right now. But when I talk about jute mesh, it's just regular poly mesh with a line of burlap running through it. Do I have any over here at all? I really don't think I have any at all. I think I used it all. So you're going to find that any mesh that has jute in it, or also, if you've seen the snowball mesh, the wood burning tool will not cut through that because it has the line through it. I'm not quite sure what that is it's running through it, but if you've seen snowball mesh before, you know what I'm talking about. It will not cut through that. It will not cut through regular burlap. It does cut through poly burlap. But anyway, this is just a regular metallic teal mesh I got from Craft Outlet. And you can see that it's got the metallic in it. And I also want to make sure that you can see there's lines, if you can, I hope you can see that are running up and down, okay? Can you see the lines? I call them grid lines that run up and down, okay? What you want to do, I'm trying to get close here, what you want to do when you're cutting with your wood burning tool, you kind of have to go slow, because you're not just going to take it and do like your rotary cutter and just anywhere. You still have to be careful, because you still want to make sure that you're getting in between those grid lines. And I hope you can see that. I don't know if you can. If you're holding up a piece of mesh in your hand, there are lines that go through it. You want to make sure that when you're cutting in between those lines, because that is important. When you're cutting with the wood burning tool, to make sure that you don't get frays. I usually like to weigh it down with my heavy measuring tape here, but this is the wood burning tool. Hold on, I got it stuck over here. Oh, it just came unplugged. Hold on one second. You can get these at Walmart, the plaid 2-in-1 wood burning tool. And it's just like a soldering iron. That's really all it is. I'm using the little a wider tip on mine, if you can see that. There's the tip. I don't want to touch it because it's really hot right now. I think the this one isn't the plaid one, I don't think. I got this one from my sister because she decided she was going to take up wood burning, and she decided she didn't want to do it after all. So I got this from her, but it works just as well. So again, and I need a bigger mat because I'm going to be cutting 30-inch pieces for our ruffle wreath class. I've been meaning to get another mat, so I'm going to have to sort of count here, because this is only 18 inches on this mat. So first, what I want to do, if you can see, is I'm going to cut off this raw edge here, this frayed edge. I just want to make a nice even cut on the end. So make sure you have your reading glasses on like I do, because it might be kind of hard to see sometimes, but you want to just make sure that you get in between the grid lines. And I hope you can see that. I know I'm a little bit far away, but you're going to find that once you start doing it, it goes pretty fast. This thing is really, really hot. And I just sort of move it along with my hand just to make sure I'm getting in between the lines. And sometimes you have to kind of go through again because it sticks. It sticks together. Little pieces of the metallic. You might get a little bit of a smell. Get these little extra pieces off here. Sometimes I'll take my wood burning tool and I'll just kind of go over and I'll just melt that off. Just like that. Sorry. I'll just kind of like melt it off. If there's any little pieces hanging off. This metallic. And it does. It melts it. It's really, really hot. All right. Come on. Why is this not melting? Did this unplug or did this turn off? Hold on a second, guys. I have it plugged into my extension cord here. Hold on 1 second. I think it'd come unplugged, so it's not that hot right now. Hold on. Okay. So I have my clean edge here. I cut that off. I'm going to do 30-inch pieces. So this is 18, 19, 20, so that I need another 12 inches. So I'm just going to take it from here and move it over 12. So I can get my 30-inch piece. Because a 30-inch ruffle wreath, if you've never done one before, makes a really, really full wreath. And you're doing 30-inch pieces, so you're going to have fewer cuts. And fewer cuts means fewer frays. But you can see how easy that cuts through. It's almost like butter. But you still have to go kind of slow, like I said, because you want to make sure you're getting in between those grid lines. And sometimes, like I said, if I see an extra piece hanging off, I'll just kind of take it with the end of my wood burning tool and hold it to the end, and that sort of like melts it, and you can see it smoking a little bit. Be very, very careful because this is very hot. I just sort of like go around the edge and melt it a little bit if I see a piece sticking off there. But that's really what it does, is it melts the mesh as you're cutting it. So here's my 30-inch piece. And this is what we're going to make our ruffle out of for our peacock wreath. Just had a couple of pieces sort of. It does smoke a little bit. If you're going to be doing this by hand, if you're going to be cutting it by hand or with your rotary cutter, it's going to be really hard for you to stay in between the lines. So don't try. Just do it with your rotary cutter or your scissors. And but I would highly recommend getting the wood burning tool. I always use it to cut my mesh. Let's do another piece here. I hope you can see this. I know we have a little bit of a weird camera angle here. So I have 18 inches, and I got to do another 12 to get my 30. Let's move it up 12. Doesn't have to be exact. I'm going to let this drop to the floor so you can kind of see. Did I lose my 30 here? Hold on. $18. And 12. Okay. And you can see, I don't know if I explained this to you. In fact, I'll show you in a minute. Let me just cut this piece. And again, just really try to follow in between those grid lines. You might have to move it a little bit with your hand because sometimes it, look at that, just like butter. sometimes it has a tendency to like weave a little bit. So you might want to pull it a little bit with your hand. But look at that nice clean edge on there. No frays. There's no frays at all on there. Whoops, I'm gonna just kind of show you that. There's nothing. I'm pulling on it and there's nothing coming out of there. So what I was going to show you is that this is my little setup for cutting with my wood burning tool. I have an old storm window that I found in my basement on my craft table. I put my cutting mat right underneath it so I can see and measure as I cut. And that's it. You can actually, if you have an old piece of refrigerator glass, some people use a clear cutting board. I like this old storm window because it's big. Someone had told me that you can go to an auto glass store or even just a regular glass place and just have them cut you a piece of glass. Someone said it had to be tempered glass. I'm not even really sure what tempered glass is, but I don't know if my storm window is tempered glass, but it works. I'm going to do one more. So here we have 18. I'll let that drop to the floor so I can get my other 12 to make my 30. And just really try to find, like I said, I am blind even with my glasses on, but once I find that grid line, I just keep going all the way down and it cuts right through. It's pretty fast. Look at that. I'm pulling on that too and there's nothing coming out. So that's that. I'm going to finish cutting my mesh, but I wanted to show you that real quick, you guys. If you have any questions, let me know. I'll be more than happy to help. Have a great night. We'll see you tomorrow in class. Good night.